It feels like a big night for the young man. Under a bit of pressure. I think in general all the support staff do very well to ignore the noise, don't they, on social media. It's the biggest benefit that the team have is the 12th player, but also with all of the additional interest and exposure and fanaticism comes occasionally a little bit of criticism and some nonsense. On more than one occasion, we spoke about Gulshan Jazz vilification after Nepal came up just short by one run, completely unfairly. I'll always be on the record of saying that. And right now, it's Kushal Malla who's feeling the ire of the Nepal fans, and a few posts pointing out his lack of runs. He's got a really poor record, particularly at this ground. Don't know what it is about Muscat. Maybe they're not the biggest boundaries in the world, but certainly very fair boundaries all the way around. And the pitches often can be conducive to spin, so it can be tricky to score on at points. But tonight feels like a big night for him. He's got that ODI century, of course, against Oman. Came in the ACC Premier at the TU ground. Can he reward the faith that Stuart Law and all of the coaching staff, Guy Nendramala, Nick Pothas et al., have shown in him?
He has shown confidence in today's innings. Came out, a run of ball, 2 runs for him. He just played straight.
I saw a big change in him last year when he was given the captaincy. There's 8 players selected as the sort of the marquee players who were given the honour of captaining one of the MPL franchises, and he certainly took like that to a duck to water. 10 bowled, 73 for 3.
Laksha Anek, Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
MIT, an internationally recognized degree, Bagbazar, Kathmandu.
English Premier League को प्रत्यक्ष प्रसारण केवल कान्तिपुर मैक्स HD र कान्तिपुर मैक्स को एपमा हेर्न नछुटाउनुहोला.
Spinner who has had the most phenomenal 2 years. Only debuted back in 2023. Came to international cricket quite late in his career. He's rarely been wicketless. This evening, Bertel in particular has played him very nicely. But what does Malla do? Is Malla going to have a go against him knowing it's his final over, or is he happy to just help rebuild for this 4th wicket partnership?
Whenever he gets in his range, in his zone, he will definitely go for it, Kushal Malla. One glimpse we saw against Qatar, the 6 that he scored. It was a brilliant cotton bowled by the bowler when he tried to play an aggressive shot against the left arm.
A bit unlucky in that last game, wasn't he? What a catch that was. But he'd just been given a life. He's given a life, then he kind of hit one in fury down the ground for 6, which is the area that he loves, long on to sort of cow corner region or deep mid wicket. What's his approach going to be here? Cow corner region, or just to work it around for a few singles. We spoke earlier in his career, Paresh, didn't we, a lot about trying to get him to count to 10, because it tends to be when he gets in, he gets the pace of the surface, because he can hit so career, Paresh, didn't we, a lot about incredibly well down the ground, because he can get that strike rate moving. Probably because he hit the biggest ball in the team. Him and Gulshan Jah, incredibly well down the ground.
Most probably
get that strike
rate.
rate.
The left-handers, he can hit the big ball.
Very, very round arm, that one. Good fielding. Won't get the second. It's another thing that Oman have been rejuvenated in. They are still carrying a few slightly older players, Ahmed himself, Mohammed Nadeem and Amir Kaleem, but the bit of youth has come in. Aryan Bisht, well, he's somewhat showing his hand here, and that's only 4 different bowlers used. Where's he going to turn next? You'd imagine Aryan Biss will have to come in.
In the captain, Oman.
There goes Malla. Now, has he got enough of it? I don't think so. And it's taken. The matchup was in Malla's favour, but Khan is having a night to remember. 24 years of age. He is bursting onto the international scene in this tournament. 4 for 20 for him as Malla misses out once more.
This is very good bowling by Nadeem Khan. Just bowling at a bit back of the length. Malla tried to go over the top but couldn't time it. Easy catch for the fielder at long on.
I think it was there to be hit. Just Malla hasn't got the connection he would have wanted. He's gone for 7. 81 for 4 now, Nepal. UAE in that final over, chasing a very low total, made 30 not outs, including hitting the match-winning runs. And he's thinking of a 5 for now. Adil Alam comes to the crease, and this one barely beats the outside edge. Great bowling again.
Very clever Nadeem Khan. Bowling it outside the off stump. Ball wishing and turning.
Yeah, Khan born in Pakistan, in Mardan, just outside the valley of Peshawar. Slip comes in. What an achievement it would be to get a first 5 wicket in international cricket. Not to be, but another great delivery.
तथा विदेशमा आर्जन गर्ने शिक्षा सम्पूर्ण खर्चको जिम्मेवारी लिन्छ आईएमई लाइफ इन्स्योरेन्सले।
आईएमई लाइफ बाल किरण जीवन बीमा योजना।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै।
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Certainly, he's been the pick of the bowlers and full of confidence after that great innings against the UAE that in essence has ended up qualifying Oman for the World Cup. It's been the difference. Imagine they lost that game, how different the table would look right now. It will be Jiten Kumar Ramanandi. It will be full of cutters and slower balls and a big mix of everything. And he too has been very effective. He's tended to be used in this role, which, well, in the modern T20I game, is there a more difficult role than this one? Come on in the 13th or the 14th over and bowl your last 4 on the bounce.
That is what we've seen. Pratirana used to bowl in that similar manner playing against Chennai Super Kings.
Yeah, I do think it's the most difficult role in T20I cricket. In some ways, bowling your four in the bounce at the top is actually easier despite the fielding restrictions. But he seems to thrive under that pressure, likes bowling at the death. Good call. Bertel was always getting there, and as a consequence, Adil Alam gets home very comfortably. Nothing that either the keeper or the bowler could do there. Singles won't hurt Oman either. For Nepal, the jubilation, the exultation of being qualified for the World Cup, it has to be tempered with the fact that they haven't been at their best in this tournament.
Yes, each and every game they have struggled in the first 10 overs while bowling and even in batting. Thanks to the fielding and the bowling after 10 overs.
It's really been the fielding for me that's kept them in this tournament, kept them unbeaten. You look at all four. And 5 deliveries. I'm not sure they would have won that game, even though they bowled very well to restrict Kuwait to 83 all out. Then against Japan were very well set at 97 for 1 for a 160, 170 total. Adil Alam has a big yahoo at that one. Get near it. And then, well, we've seen the headlines created by the 2 Super 6 games. I'm not quite the googly, wasn't it, to the left-hander. This one's flicked into the leg side, pretty stylishly played. Will just be a single though for Mohammad Adil Alam. Lamachani's brilliance won Nepal that game. It was that simple, but also there needs to be a little asterisk next to it, because Asif Sheikh's glove work, without that, even then they might have come up short.
It all started by Sandeep Lamachani, and then back-to-back run-outs, direct hits by Dipender Singh Airi and Mohammad Adil Alam. That changed the course of the game.
It's amazing. Oman's journey then has been, well, maybe a little simpler to being unbeaten, but even they have been pressed in 2 or 3 of their 4 matches. It's been such a good tournament. It really has. Another marvellous advert, tremendous advert for the associate game, the importance of it. And we have our 18th and 19th qualifiers for the T20 World Cup. You're watching them live from here in Muscat with 13 bowled, 86 for 4.
Skyward Home Appliances.
गजबको पिरो अब 120 ग्राम 20% एक्स्ट्रा तौलसँगै रु 50 मा गजबको पिरो बबाल पिरो छ.
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै.
It's funny how certain players of certain grounds they just struggle at, and this is one for Kushal Malla. I think his highest score in his career here is 35. Now, Amir Kaleem will come in with his left-arm orthodox misfield from Jatinder Singh. Will allow a 50 for Kushal Bertel. It's his second 50 of the competition, a 13th T20I 50 altogether. Well, he's played beautifully. He's lost a few colleagues around him, but he gets to the landmark of 38 deliveries. Well batted.
It's good batting. This is second 50 for Bertel. He started off playing shots again. Akil Ahmed in the power play.
Good running, aggressive running, positive running, but a very good call. That was all thanks to Bertel. Yeah, scores of 66, 21, 28. Just the one failure. That was against Qatar where he made 6. But Bertel at the top. Well, there probably isn't alongside Mohammed Wazeem for the UAE, there probably isn't a more important fulcrum, maybe Jatinder Singh too for Oman. Those kind of players, you need them in good touch, get you off to a good start in the power play, and then continue outside of it. Very nicely hit through the offside. I think that fielding disc is going to cost Kushal Patel 4. It really slowed down, didn't it? I think it hit the white fielding disc after it beat Jatinder Singh. As a consequence, diving stop keeps it to 2.
Excellent work done there by the fielder at extra cover, deep extra cover.
Right on the money this time, but again, good positive running. Mohammed Nadeem is never going to be able to stop the single there. It's Alishan Sharafu that's on top of the run scoring charts. He's got 239 runs. Kushal Patel's just got into second with this innings, as the wide is signalled down the leg side, and I'm not sure anyone's going to catch the captain of Qatar. He's got 14 wickets at the top of the table, Mirza Mohammed Beg, although Sandeep Lamachani in second will be eyeing up more magic and mystery and penetration with his leg spin in this evening's contest. Best 2 economy rates of the tournament, Paresh. Might not surprise you. 2 left arm spinners, both for Oman. Nadeem Khan going at just 4.21 per over. Shakil Ahmed just a little more than that.
Yes, the 2 brilliant bowlers from Oman, the left arm orthodox, different style, different variations. Punched down the ground by Bhuttel for a single.
Still no sign of Gulshan Jah for this Nepal side. 14 bowled, runs from every ball in that over. It's 94 for 4.
Laksha Aneg, Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै।
पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याग 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित।
बेबे यो चीज बल लगाउँ न है?
हे यो चीज बल छैन, 2 PM चीज बल्स हो के?
यो भन्नुभयो के उहाँले 2 PM चीज बल्स.
From bowling with Shakil Ahmed, there clearly is some inspiration and some significant learnings from his more elder left arm spinner, as Ramanandi will continue. And you look at the leading levels of the associate game as they dash a single. Left arm spin is vital. It's almost a cheat code, particularly in Cricket World Cup League 2.
Yeah, associate countries playing the League 2, that 8 countries associated with it.
You look at the most economical bowlers, often the most penetrative bowlers, they tend to be left arm spinners. Probably the exception to that with that player of the match performance. Pulled powerfully into the leg side, but Adil Alam has just struggled to touch out there. Again, would you rather have seen Gulshan Jah at 6?
That is what we always talk about. Gulshan Jah is in a very good nick.
Chipped quite stylishly, actually. Bertel's been in complete control, hasn't he, of his innings thus far. You think without Bertel's runs in this competition and Gulshan Jah's impacts with the bat, Powdell in the runs in the last game, they'd have been in real trouble.
Yes, they have, because Kushal Malla is not amongst the runs, and Sundeep Zora also, he was not picked in the first playing 11 today. Lokesh Bum getting an opportunity.
Another overhit, wasn't it? He's losing his shape. He's trying to muscle the ball. You have to remember, for Mohammad Adil Alam, very difficult. He did have the benefit of that A tour down to India, where he credited that with helping force his way back into the national side, but he just hasn't played a lot of cricket for reasons that are very well publicised.
Yeah, he's been out of not only Nepal cricket but cricket on a whole.
Completely, and yeah, you're spot on. That's the big difference, isn't it? Not like he's even been playing club stuff. Again, another ball he's trying to hit far too hard. Needs to recognise the match situation here. 4 off 10 is really hurting Nepal. And it's hurting Kushal Bertel. It's piling pressure on him at the other end. Excellent bowling from Ramanandi.
Angling the ball away from the right-hander using those cutters. Ramanandi. This is the 15th over and he's given only 3 runs of the first 5 balls. Kushal Bertel rightly so coming down and having a chat with Mohammad Adid Alam.
Tries to go again, gets it this time, but hits it straight to the hands of Amir Kaleem, who puts it down. Not an easy chance for the veteran. But one he'll have backed himself to take. It bursts out of his hands. He gets applause from his teammates, but it races.
Dive to his right but couldn't hold on to it. Good effort though. After 15, Nepal are 101 for 4.
100% प्योर सनफ्लावरबाट बनेको धारा हेल्थ रिफाइन्ड सनफ्लावर ओइल
एशियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
MIT, an internationally recognized degree, Bagbazar, Kathmandu.
English Premier League को प्रत्यक्ष प्रसारण केवल कान्तिपुर मैक्स HD र कान्तिपुर मैक्स को एपमा हेर्न
Bertel cuts that away, one of his favourite shots, and it races across the outfield to accumulate 4 more runs for Nepal. Bertel batting on a different plane really to the rest of his teammates and standing up once more for the nation of Nepal.
Just gives a bit of room to himself, just jumps outside the leg stump and cuts it behind square on the offside.
Good way to start Shah Faisal's return over as well. Interesting field, everyone spread on the leg side. Fine leg in the circle, he's the only one. And that is so Bertel can just work it in there for 1 or 2 guaranteed. Instead he tries to find 4 more, he does, precision batting right out towards his teammates where Asif Sheikh cheers on heartily. We're witnessing a gem of a knock here from Bertel, keeping Nepal alive in this contest.
Again just shifting his gears towards the leg stump, giving himself room, just placed it in between the fielders, short third and backward point.
Well, where have all these fans come from? When I walked up from the toss, there was maybe 30 or 40 people here. Looks more like 300 or 400. Mahmood's spell no less important.
He's been bowling well, Mahmood, and Nadeem Khan. He has already bowled his 4 overs. 4 for 20 his figures, whereas Mahmood 2.4 overs, 1 for 14. This is a very good over, just a single in it.
Beats the outside edge, outstanding. What an over this is. Definitely swinging the game in the host's advantage. Oman will feel as though they're on top right now.
Again, off cutter ball to the left-hander. Ball pitching and just shaping away from the left-hander.
Can he close out the over? It's been a superb one. Well, a single isn't going to cause much damage, although they might think of trying to get a second. They will. Jatinder Singh should have held that. Jha was always getting home, and it will allow Bertel to get back on strike. Bowler not helped by his captain there. A little bit of a rush of blood to the head to Jatinder Singh. At the end of the 17th over, Paresh the score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You gotta love that score, don't you? Just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 123 for 5. The score. Kushal Bertel, 60. First time we've had that score this competition, isn't it? We've waited for it.
Yeah, in this competition, that was the first time we had that in Kirtipur. I think it was last year in the CWC League.
Cricket World Cup League 2. Always a favourite of us commentators, because we love to have a bit of fun if we can deliver it with a completely nonplussed face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely rhythm to it. Here comes Jitin Kumar Ramanandi. He won't bowl the final 4 from the same end, but it does look like he'll bowl 4 overs pretty much on the bounce. So he'll end up bowling overs 13, 15, and maybe now 18 and 20. Nepal are in dire need, for me, of a flying finish. They've got to get up past 150. Can they do it? Haven't been able to cope with the changes of pace. Oman, on their home surface, on the pitch they know so well, are putting in a clinical bowling performance here.
Again, this time around bowling outside the off stump, angling the ball away from the right-hander. Excellent, Ramanandi.
Really has been a bit of naivete to Nepal's batting tonight, with the exception of Kushal Bertel, who's played so well. He's been the only one to really read the pace and to understand and assess the conditions. Okay, Asif Sheikh did well up top alongside him in that opening partnership, but now, what can Jha do? Can Jha find a way to clear the ropes? He's done that with great regularity. Tries to, doesn't get it out of the middle. Where's it going to land? Jatinder Singh goes back, doesn't get anything on it. Well, it was a close to impossible chance, particularly with Mohammad Nadeem in his eye line. It wasn't maybe the loudest of calls. There's a lot of fans in here too, and ends up not getting anything on it.
And that was very, very high by Gulshan Jha. Jatinder turning back and trying to get to the ball, but couldn't make it. Very, very high.
Just half a chance, but the last thing you want to do is give Gulshan Jha too many of those. He's already hit 8 sixes in this tournament. Alishan Sharafu, the only one to have hit more. He's hit 16, remarkably. And we're just going to have a slight break and play here. Wonder has Jatinder Singh, who, remember, missed the first game in the tournament with, I think it was a hamstring niggle. Is it that, or did he get maybe a fingertip on it and have an impact injury? Oh, down he goes. I think it is the hamstring. Maybe, let's just hope, a bit of cramp. He's going to get some treatment from the Oman team physio. He's so important at the top for Oman. This could be a big part of the game. Let's hope he's going to be okay. He's back on his feet now. And maybe he's going to go off. I think Paresh looks to be moving reasonably well, though.
He has been amongst the runs for Oman, a leading run scorer for Oman.
Well, he's going to stay on. Just going to move fielding position, I think. He's going to go to short third. I think what will have played large in his mind there is the fact that if he goes off, he probably won't be able to open the batting, unless he gets back on, of course. Let's get another look here. I don't think there was any impact injury, just maybe that kind of overstretch. And yeah, Nadeem in his kind of vision in front of him won't have helped things. But Gulshan Jazz only going to try one thing here. He's going to be looking for big ones. It's that little hamstring twinge that he has. He'll hide himself away in the field for the final 15 balls of the innings. Where can Jah go? Big swing and a miss. What an off-cutter. Super skills again from Oman.
Excellent bowling by Ramanandi, bowling outside the off stump, just rolling his fingers towards the ball. Bit of a smile. I think a joke has been cracked by the umpire.
Well, I think he probably said, how did that miss? Maybe just a coat of paint, nothing more than that. Again, exceptional skills. There are two standing umpires out there. Rashid Riaz. This one's chipped down the ground. Who has got Massador Raman Mukul from Bangladesh alongside him. And then Prageeth Rambakwela is our third umpire. Ken Tanam, the man all the way from Melbourne, Victoria, our ICC match referee. He'll oversee the last couple of days as well that we've got coming up. Nepal, well shy of where they maybe need to be on a surface like this.
The captain, at the toss, Captain Rohit Paudel said that 160 or 170 will be a good total in this surface.
Well, 170 looks a long, long way away right now. And that's going to make it even further away because Jitin Kumar Ramanandi is pumped up. He's got the big wicket at Kushal Bertel. What a talented... The most difficult overs in all T20 internationals. The death overs. He stands up to be counted. It was full, it was straight. The only question was, did it pitch in line? And Bertel has been given LBW.
He had to try to play that shot coming across these stumps, tried to paddle that around the corner but completely missed it. A good innings coming to an end.
Bertel's got to go for 69. The judged LBW. It's 127 for 6. Yeah, very well played by Kushal Bertel, his second 50 of the tournament. It will bring Lokesh Bam to the crease. He'll be at the non-striker's end with the wicket falling off the final ball of the 18th over. One more look at this LBW. The only question, there's no doubt it's hitting middle stump or middle and leg, was did it pitch in line? He's come a long way across and the umpire immediately said yes.
Yeah, coming across Kushal Bertel, he had to try and do that.
Sufyan Mahmood to bowl the penultimate over of this innings. Gulshan Jah just hasn't quite found his rhythm or timing. They're going to push hard for the second, but it's straight to the man. Now, tricky position for Lokesh Bam. Did play one game, didn't he, in the Unity Cup against West Indies, but got just 11 balls to make some kind of an impact here.
He's a natural striker of the ball. We saw that in Scotland. He smashed 2 sixes to get over the line.
Just such a tricky thing, though, to come in and have an immediate impact, having not batted the entire tour. Dot ball, last thing Nepal need. You can see what Bam was trying to do, trying to just get any bat on it to get Gulshan Jah back onto strike. Remember, he usually opens the batting, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a natural opener, but we have openers, Kushal Bertel and Asif Sheikh. That is why he's brought at number 8.
Two completely different roles, though. Not easy to adjust to them. Sufyan Mahmood, what a spell he is having. Oman putting Nepal to the sword. And it's another dot ball. It's another cutter. Oh, they might just scamper a single here. Bam could be run out, but he won't be. And I think it was worth the risk to get Gulshan Jah onto strike. The deflection from Vinayak Shukla's direct hit at the striker's end allowed a quick single to be dashed despite the mix-up. And Bam will get a bye to get off strike.
He didn't have to throw that Vinayak Shukla and telling the bowler to go behind the stumps.
Well, 2 attempts at a run out in the delivery, neither of them fruitful. End result is an extra bye that will bring Jah back onto strike. Can he punish Oman? Well, he's going to try, but he hasn't got anything of this, I don't think. Long off, goes back. Oh, it's gone over his head. It just kept going. What a strike from Gulshan Jah. Looked like it was going straight up. Looked like it was going to be the 7th wicket. But he's such a powerful young man, Gulshan Jah. He had a couple of extraordinary shots against the West Indies. Here's another one. An almighty 6.
Yeah, the fielder was trying to get under the ball. The ball kept going and going. At the end, he had to tumble down.
He came in at first, didn't he? He's ended up overrunning it. And that's the power of Jah. Just kept going and going. Burst through the hands. Nasty bang as he went down. Jah's got a maximum. Can he get another one? Oh, this is massive. That's the biggest hit of the competition. It's gone over the pavilion, over the car park. It's off to the hockey stadium. Gulshan Jah's just monstered one, 100 metres plus. The biggest blow we've seen.
This had everything, the height, the distance. Whoever has the car parked there, just take those cars away from there.
Well, what a strike. That has to be 100 metres plus. Look at this. Monstrous. He's given it the absolute kitchen sink, and it goes and goes and goes into the night sky. I think it's hit off the rooftop. That one's not coming back. And new balls are called for. Unbelievable audacity and power and quality from Gulshan Jah. He is a precociously talented cricketer. His 10th 6th of this ICC Men's T20 World Cup qualifier. And real pressure now on Sufyan Mahmood. Edged and taken. And Mahmood strikes back a wonderful catch. It's Vinayak Shukla. And Jah is not happy with the send-off. And now there's more words. And the umpires are going to get involved here. We've seen a bit of this throughout the tournament. It's not needed. But Jah, after 2 big 6s, he's got to go.
Yeah, trying to come down the track, trying to repeat the dose. Very smart bowling outside the off stump. That was yet another off cutter. Extremely good catch by the keeper, Vinayak Shukla, diving to his left.
And there's real drama out there. Just to the right of that shot as Jah has to depart. He's gone for another impactful 18, 141 for 6. Sufyan Mahmood is being read the riot act by the umpires. Jatinder Singh is involved as well. You suspect there was probably maybe an errant word or two. Jah's reaction was immediate. He wasn't happy. And he's usually quite a cool customer, isn't he? He's a ferocious competitor in terms of his batting and his bowling, but he's always a pretty timid character, and maybe Mahmood just had something to say that, well, turned the mood. Let's put it that way. Final over, Sampal Kami to the crease. He's at the non-striker's end. 2 massive 6s and then a great fight back from Sufyan Mahmood. Great catch too. Shukla's glove work is exemplary.
Yes, and the way he batted the other day, scoring 44 of just 20 odd balls. Changed the course of the game in a winning cause for Oman.
Ramanandi to bowl the final. He nails that leg stump. Well, it's the second time in the innings a Nepal batter has been bowled exposing their stumps. The first one was the captain, Rohit Paudel. And now Lokesh Bam also has to go. Difficult task coming in for his first game of the tournament. He's gone for a 3rd ball duck.
Yes, again, tried to go across the line, tried to sweep that ball. Excellent bowling. This was a seam-up delivery by Mahmood to get the leg stump. Lokeshwam has to go for a knot. Nepal 141 for 8.
We've seen 3 brilliant bowling efforts, haven't we? Headlined by Nadeem Khan, Sufyan Mahmood's fight back despite those 2 sixes after such a good spell. And probably the unsung hero will be this man, Jitin Kumar Ramanandi. These are the most difficult overs in the game that he's bowling. And he's going at, 5 runs and over at the moment. Phenomenal.
Ramanandi 2 for 16 in his last over. 5 balls remain. Can Nepal scrap up to 150?
It would be scrapping is right, Paresh. They've not been at their best by any stretch. Nakami immediately hairs off because he wants to, but he sends Nandan Yadav back. Direct hit would have been gone. Maybe at either end, funnily, if they'd gone for the second. And probably a good decision not to come back for 2.
Yes, good call by Sompal Kami, just stopping his partner from taking the second run. He was just running towards the keeper's end, Nandan Yadav.
Good fielding again from Oman as Kami goes through the offside, but there is protection out there. Yeah, it was Hamid Mirza, the number 3 batter, with the throw from long off. Very nearly brought about the 9th wickets. It's fair to say that Oman's strength is their bowling. No doubt about that. So even if Nepal only end up with 145, 150, they'll still have hope and still have a chance. But it's a good surface. This will be under par.
It will be under par. That is what the captain said. They have to score around 160 to 170.
Slower ball. Yadav heaves it down the ground. Heaves it all the way. He's added significant power and real quality to his batting since he came back from Australia, young Nandan Yadav, and that's an important moment. 150 plus is there for certain now, and the Oman fans up above the Nepal fans don't like it.
This was again bowled a slower one, off cutter, coming down the track. Nandan Yadav hit it straight towards long on for a 6.
Looks like the top deck is Oman fans mainly, and then the rest Nepal. Flicked into the leg side. Mohammed Nadeem won't be able to stop the second, I don't think. He'll just be happy to preserve the boundary. The 150 comes up. It didn't look likely for phases of this first innings after the collapse, because they had such a good first wicket partnership, and then since then really it's been all Oman. But Nandan Yadav just scraping and scrapping Nepal up to some kind of a total.
151 for 8. Surely the power play belonged to Nepal. They were going at the rate of 9 per over. Then Nadeem Khan came in and took those 4 wickets. Totally changed the complexion of the game.
Here's the final ball of the first innings. Full toss, misses out in it. They're going to try and run a by, but Nandan Yadav was, asleep at the wheel, to be frank. Kami got home, did everything he should have. I think Yadav was wondering whether it could have been given as a no ball, but it was well beneath his waist height, and he misses out. That should have been put away. Moment of fortune. It will be Yadav that will be run out, not Kami. We'll have to get that corrected. I'm pretty sure, it will indeed be Nandan Yadav who should be run out. So we'll tidy that up in our graphics, but either way it's a bit immaterial. Yadav's run out for 9. Good little impact from him, including that maximum, and Nepal will have to be satisfied with 151 for 9.
It is, looking at the pitch, it is slightly under par. 151. Kushal Burtel top scoring with 69. Asif Sheikh gave a good start for Nepal, 24 of 20. Rohit Paudel, Dipender Singh Hari. Kushal Malla didn't go to the double figures. Adil Alam fought for his 16. Gulsanja quick fire 18. And Nandan Yadav, we have to get our graphics correct. He was the one who got run out.
And there they go. Ask and you shall receive. Paresh, just like that. For the bowlers, I think 3 standout performances and the 3 wicket takers. 2 for Sufyan Mahmood, 2 for Jitin Kumar Ramanandi, and the star of the show, Nadeem Khan, 4 for 20. The other bowlers, quite expensive. Okay, we'll have a break here in the commentary box. You'll see a few highlights after this, but ultimately, it's an innings that has probably belonged to Oman, if anything, on a good surface. Nepal will have to be satisfied with their 151. We'll be back in, well, about 10 minutes' time or so, something like that, for all of the action. The two sides who've qualified for the T20 World Cup, they're in celebration mode, but who's going to go top of the table and make it 4 from 4 in this second innings? Back with all the action 11 minutes' time from now. We'll be back on air in 9. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back after the innings break. Oman need 152 runs to win from the allotted 20 overs at 7.6 runs per over. It was a good start for Nepal, a good power play in the first innings, but after that Nadeem Khan bowling superbly, taking 4 wickets for 20 in 4 overs. The two openers, Jatinder Singh, the captain of Oman, and his partner is gonna be Hamad Mirza. I would like to invite my good old friend Andrew Leonard here in the comment box. Good evening, Lenny.
Well, good evening, Paresh. Good evening, everyone, all the way around the world. Very welcome along to this ICC TV broadcast. Yeah, it's been an incredible tournament, hasn't it? And somehow the qualification for both of these sides not decided on the pitch. They're both there. Probably a slightly surreal feeling, particularly for the Oman players who we believe definitely knew. We aren't certain whether the Nepal players knew in advance of the start of this game. They'll both still be desperate to win this game and stay unbeaten. They will want the silverware from this ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia, East Asia Pacific qualifier. But they are both off to the big dance in February in India and Sri Lanka. They've taken the 18th and the 19th spots. Still a lot of uncertainty as to where that third and final, and indeed the 20th and final for the entire tournament spot will go. But for now, it's all about Sampal Kami to Jatinder Singh. Jatinder Singh only plays in one manner in the power play. Paresh, this will be fast and furious to get the chase going of 152.
Jatinder Singh's style of play is an aggressive one. He tends to play in an aggressive manner. Jatinder Singh, he has already a 50 in his name in this tournament.
Helps that away into the leg side. The first runs of the chase just got a little bit of the atmosphere out there, and certainly it's a festive atmosphere, isn't it? Both sets of fans celebrating pretty hard this evening. And if we get anything like the kind of game we got 2 years ago, when again both of these two teams had qualified, we're in for a real treat.
Yeah, 2 years ago, playing the final of the T20 World Cup Asia qualifiers, both the teams qualified and went to the finals, played the finals. It was a super over that Oman beat Nepal.
Guided into the offside, and Gulshan Jah will do the fielding. For any other team in this competition, on a good surface, you'd probably think Nepal well under par, but because of how well they field and how well they've bowled in stages, in patches, in phases of this tournament, they'll be quietly confident of defending this. They'll also know that Oman's batting isn't quite as consistent as their bowling.
It all depends on Jatinder Singh, how he goes about the game. He attacks the bowlers, try to use the power play.
Pulled in the air, but shy of the mid-on fielder. Immediately you're seeing the difference. In the first innings that would have been a single. But Oman have rightly been sent out with a note of caution about their running between the wickets. Also a change in opening pairing, because often it's Hamad Mirza that comes in at number 3, but they've gone with the two right-handers up at the top. Suspect it will be Amir Kaleem who will be held back a spot.
Sampal Kami with 3 dot balls and a single in this over, the first one.
Straight to Dipender Singh Airi. Surely we're not going to see another direct hit run out this evening, are we? Because Oman aren't going to allow that opportunity, you would imagine.
Oman is a very good unit, very smart unit. They are not going to take singles to Dipender Singh Airi.
Would have been a single. Just had a tricky tournament, hasn't he? Hamad Mirza, his last 5 scores, 14-6, 5, 18-5. So a bit of a lack of runs. He's never opened the batting before. Is that the solution for him? We'll have to wait and see. But it's a very tight start from Kami, who's tended to open the bowling well. Just 1 run coming from the opening over. Oman 1 for none.
हेलो अन्य वेबसाइटमा हेर्ने साथीहरूले हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइटमा आएर हेरिदिनुस् है।
Yeah, third different opening pairing that Oman have had in this tournament. That's because Jatinder Singh missed the first game. So it was Amir Kaleem who stepped into the captain's shoes and captained the side. He opened the batting that opening morning with Ashish Odadara. That was against Samoa, as Oman took 17 overs to chase down Samoa's 92. Nandan Yadav, it's going to be with the new ball. Still no Lalit Rajbanshi, so no option for the left armour. That's a fantastic piece of innovation. An outstanding stroke. Is going to fly all the way for 6. He was looking to ramp it over the leg side, but at the last second readjusted, just opened up his arms. And this is a majestic cricket stroke.
Yeah, he played 2 shots in one ball there, tried to ramp it, then opened the face of the bat to run the ball down to third man for a 6. What a piece of timing.
This is off Nepal's fastest bowler, Nandan Yadav, as well. Exceptional adjustment and recognition of the field, because deep third and fine leg were up in the circle and remain as such. Immediately, Singh says no, it's Dipendra Singh Airi.
Dipendra Singh Airi has been very effective in the inner circle.
Effective, Paresh. That's the understatement of the century. He's been all over the opposition in the outfield, isn't he?
I'm coming to that.
Really is incredible what he's done. We aren't able to class it as a world record because it isn't necessarily kept as a statistic in terms of direct hits versus normal run-outs where you relay it to the bowler or the keeper. It isn't kept religiously as such. But certainly most feel as though it may well be a world record. Again, he looks for that ramp over the leg side this time, gets himself in a tangle. Adil Alam's run-out was almost as impressive, though.
Yes, back-to-back run-outs, direct hits. I don't think Jatinder Singh is 100% there in the middle. It's probably his hamstring. That is why he was out of the playing 11 in the first game against Samoa in the group stages.
Yeah, I think for me, you're right. He sat out that first game with that niggle, and I think it was that attempt to catch in the first innings that he's just maybe strained it again. As a consequence, he's probably going to attack even more so, not try to run a lot. So every ball is being, pulverised with 100% effort. Problem is that they can't really take on any of the infielders. Even there, Kushal Bertel right on the edge of the 30-yard circle, top ball.
Even the fielders, they are right at the edge of the 30-yard circle. They are not attempting to take quick singles because of the niggle that he's had. After that 6 good comeback deliveries by Nandan Yadav, 3 dot balls.
Nicely played. Might not quite have the pace to get to the rope. In fact, Airi looks like he's quicker than the ball, and incredibly, they only run a single. That shows how much Jatinder Singh is struggling between the wickets. And this will be a big factor in this chase. If you're turning most of your 2s into 1s and your 1s into dots, you're going to have to hit a lot of boundaries.
Look, he's so gingerly jogging across the crease. He is not 100%. He's struggling out there, Jatinder Singh.
Big factor if you can't run your runs. All of a sudden you need to find a lot of boundaries. Right on the money, but maybe an inside edge. Yadav was convinced, but the umpire immediately walked away. 2 overs bowled, 8 for none. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it was a big inside edge. Good decision by the umpire. You can see the deflection from the bat to the pad. It's a good start for Nepal. 8 for no loss, Oman after 2.
हेलो साथीहरू अन्य वेबसाइटमा लाइभ हेर्ने साथीहरू प्लिज हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट युनो टिभीबाट हेरिदिनुहोस् है। अन्य जुनसुकै वेबसाइटमा पनि लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट युनो टिभीबाट हेरेर सहयोग गरिदिनुहोस् है।
Off one on the leg. Singh clubs it down the ground. Such a dangerous striker of the cricket ball here in the power play, and that soars into the night sky for 6.
It was over the pitch. Kami, it didn't try to hit it hard, just timed it down to long on. This is the way he plays. He's had a bit of a niggle with his hamstring.
Yeah, lovely pickup shot, isn't it? Really well struck, and struck for the maximum. Always good to watch in the power play. Jatinder Singh tries to go again, but Kami drags his length back. You sense it's going to be a bit boom or bust here, don't you? It's probably going to be 6, 4, dot, or maybe 1. That'll be about it from Jatinder Singh.
He's not looking good in the middle. Just jogging. It was sure too when he played that shot earlier in the second over the extra cover's head. Gingerly taking a single.
I have to give him credit though, don't you, for gutsing it out and getting through it out there, putting his body on the line. The problem is, in the first innings, that would have been 1. Now obviously, because Irie's hovering in there, I've even noticed actually the cover in the mid-wicket fielder recognise what's happened here. They're hanging 5-7 yards back from where they usually would be, because they think there is no chance of a quick single being attempted by Jatinder Singh. Quick single.
That is how smart these fielders are from Nepal, recognising that the batsman is not going to run a single.
Very good game awareness, Paresh. Yeah, you're spot on. Dipendra Singh Irie, he's never going to drop that. Oh, and there's a lovely celebration. It's the Buddha Zen celebration from Sampal Kami. He goes down into that lovely, the Nepali tribute. Of course, the birthplace of Gautam Buddha himself. And I think that's what Sampal Kami says. Singh Irie takes the catch. And then Kami says, that was my celebration.
Yes, a very subdued celebration by Sampal Kami, just sitting there like a Buddha. This is a big, big wicket for Nepal. Jatinder Singh, who's hit 2 sixes already.
Well, keep your eyes here. If we stick with this replay, and hopefully we can come back to Sampal Kami. There he is. Look at that. Well, the sitting Buddha, it symbolises tranquility, enlightenment and inner peace. Kami's got plenty of that, as Nepal have their first magic moment. Credit to Singh. He hobbles off for 14. It's 14 for 1.
Number 10 of Nepal getting rid of number 10 of Oman. Good single taken by these two batsmen. It was a Gulshan Jadhav fielder in that occasion. Caught on his heels. Very good running between the wickets.
Yeah, well, for those who don't know, it's Lord Gautam Buddha, born in Nepal, and that was a special tribute on the night that Nepal qualified for the T20 World Cup down in Lumbini. I was lucky enough to be brought down there for a visit, and it is sensational. You have to go and visit the beauty of that birthplace if you can. As Kami hits back of a length, a very good close out to the third over. $15 for 1.
हेलो साथीहरू, अन्य वेबसाइटमा लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट युनोटिपी हो है। हाम्रो युनोटिपीले मात्र लाइभ गरिरहेछ है, यो मेन लाइभ भनेको। त्यसैले सबैजनाले युनोटिपीमा आएर सपोर्ट गरिदिनुहोस् है साथीहरू। ल अबदेखि जहिले पनि मुख्य वेबसाइट हाम्रो युनोटिपीबाट हेरिदिनुहोस् है साथीहरू सबैजनाले। ल थ्यांक यू।
For both Oman and Nepali fans here, the Oman Cricket Academy, these two sides are off to the World Cup. We'll have to wait and see with the ICC draw whenever it's announced as to whether they'll be going to India or Sri Lanka. But they're also desperate to top the table and get their hands on the silverware here. As Nandan Yadav bowls the second that only just somehow misses the leg stump by a sliver, but will be given as a wide. Paresh, you would imagine that Nepal will want to go to India, won't they? If they do, what kind of scenes are we going to see?
I think from Nepal, the borders are open. We don't need a visa to go to India. If Nepal draws in India, so we'll be seeing plenty of houseful stadiums in India.
Every game sold out?
Most probably.
Okay, guaranteed by Paresh Lahani. I'm with you. I think every game will be sold out. For Oman, in a funny way, they might quite like to go to Sri Lanka, because you think about their affiliation through Dilip Mendis as the head coach, the former Sri Lankan Test cricketer. They've played quite a bit of cricket there. They've been brought for preparation camps there before. That could be a good draw for them.
Yes, the head coach being a Sri Lankan former Test cricketer. Dilip Mendis, a great cricketer from Sri Lanka.
Yeah, well, quite remarkable job he's done, Dilip Mendis. 24 Test matches he played, 4 centuries for Sri Lanka, alongside 79 ODIs. And his good use of the feet will get a very stylish boundary for Hamid Mirza. Taken a while to get off the mark, 6 consecutive dots, opening the batting for the first time. He finds 4.
Coming down the track, hitting it inside out over extra cover. Good connection of the ball. Couple of bounces over the boundary line.
Dilip Mendis most famously making 100 in the same Test match, both innings, against India back in Chennai 1982. Long time ago, that. Shows how long he's been around. Incredible job he's done here in Oman. Really is an honourable Omani now at this stage. As that one thuds off the pad, is taken at point. The fans want to appeal for the court. Kushal Malla has a wry smile on his face. I think the LBW decision's going over the top. I saw no sense of bat or glove involved. The end result is rightly a dot ball.
Yes, after the catch was taken, the crowd just going to excitement. But Kushal Malla knew that bat was not involved.
Nice little start to this chase. Both sides having their moments, neither really ahead of the game. Nepal have all their spinners to come, remember. Importance of Lamachani looms large. Short ball, top edge. Kushal Bertel goes back. Never going to drop that. Yadav bounces Mirza out, who's, well, torrid time with the back continues. And Nepal have a second to put them just in front. And the Oman fans on the top deck not enjoying that. But the Nepal fans loving every second.
Kushal Bertel, I think the ball struck his chest. He's just massaging his chest. It was a short ball, a good bumper by Nandan Yadav into the body of the batsman. Kushal Bertel, after taking catch, like he always does, kisses the ball. Torrid time in the middle comes to an end for Mirza.
Yeah, he's gone for 4. It's 21 for 2. Well, the atmosphere is ramping up in a big way. Getting very raucous out there, Paresh, I must say. You can understand emotions riding high in terms of jubilance. These two teams off into the T20 World Cup. It's going to be a 3rd ever appearance for Nepal in the T20 World Cup. And a 4th in their history for Oman. 4th since 2016, their debut. Amir Kaleem to the crease. Oh, maybe a bit harsh, that one being given as a wide. Yadav wants another look at that.
Yadav not pleased with the decision of the wide. It was slightly inside the line, but the umpire is the umpire.
Yeah, maybe a little bit harsh on the bowler. Amir Kaleem in at 4. He's tended to open the batting throughout this competition, or bat at number 3. So a little bit of a change in the order. Somebody's got to step up and get these runs for Oman. Who's it going to be? Singh's back in the hutch critically for Nepal. Slower ball, great skills. You have to say Nandan Yadav has not been perfect in this tournament, but he has shown throughout as to why he is rated so highly by Stuart Law.
Yeah, he mixes his pace. This time around, it was off cutter that he bowled. The ball not bouncing as much as the batsman expected. Kaleem yet to open his account, whereas Aryan Bisht already on 2 of 2. This is turning out to be a long over from Nandan Yadav.
Has bowled a few wides. It's been maybe the one weak point of his series. But his good stuff has been very good, as Lokesh Bam usually has the gloves on. He fields well at backward points. Nepal hunting like tigers in a pack out there. All the 2s on the board. And Richie Beno would have a wry smile on his face up in heaven. 22 for 2.
Yeah, the toss, Jatinder Singh mentioning about Nepal, they hunt in packs.
It was a great analogy, wasn't it? No doubt they've been made up. I saw a nice post the other day about Shane Warne looking on down from the skies and being proud of Sandeep Lamachani's 5 for. I think the late great Richie Beno would have loved this story of what Nepal are doing for the global game, winning fans all around the world, really. We've seen Ian Bishop kind of take Nepal under his broad wing. Probably one of the great modern commentators alongside Michael Atherton and so many others. It was very special, wasn't it, to have Bish with us in the box for that Unity Cup in Sharjah, Paresh?
Yes, it was very special. Ian Bishop, one of the great commentators in the modern era.
Very kind man as well, very conscientious.
Very, very kind, humble, gentle.
He put in some shift of work, I'll tell you, in terms of preparation. He knew every single one of these Nepal players inside and out. And he was kind and generous to us in terms of his knowledge about the West Indies team too. And then, just like that, as is the modern merry-go-round, the very next morning had to fly out to go and cover India's Test series against the West Indies. From his perspective, he'll have been disappointed, but I think he was proud of the way in which John Campbell and Shea Hope stood up in the second innings of that final test. And just like that, straight off to the Women's World Cup. The most in-demand commentator in the world, and you can understand why. Really added to that Unity Cup, I felt. And this one's driven, beats Irie cover, so they'll get home for the single. Bisht and Kaleem, what's their approach here? Pressure's being applied. Kami bowling 3 on the bounce in the power play.
He's been bowling well with the new ball in this tournament. The only game that he was not up to his mark was the game against Qatar. He bowled 2 overs initially, gave away 20 runs.
Now, someone's just tweeted me saying, at Cricket Badge, imagine you asked Sampal Kami after the game and he said it was a tribute to Haaland rather than Lord Buddha. Just shy of Mohammed Adil Alam. I presume that refers to Haaland, the Man City. I'm not a big football man, but I know what's his name. What's his first name? The Man City forward. Erling Haaland, is it? I'm not a big football man myself. Paresh, do you like your football?
Yes, I do. I go through every English Premier League matches, especially Chelsea.
Oh, you like Chelsea, do you? Okay. So he obviously Erling Haaland does the Buddha celebration himself. Going to run a quick single. Adil Alam won't be able to cut that off. It was very well judged. Yeah, apparently he started it at Borussia Dortmund with his Zen celebration. I think Sampal Kami and Lord Buddha did it better. But then again, I'm a bit biased towards the cricketers and in general over the footballers. Those footballers, they've too much money, Paresh.
Sampal Kami, he has different celebrations. Sometimes he takes off his boots.
Do you remember that one? He took the boot off and made a phone call. Loves the chainsaw as well. Gets the chainsaw out, the Brett Lee. bowling with good pace here. Just getting it to skid on. These pitches in Oman, they've really suited Sampal Kami. That's why he's held the sway over his great pal Karan Casey, who's yet to play in this tournament.
Yeah, Karan Casey, a great servant of the game for Nepal. Very experienced. The eldest guy in the side hasn't got a match.
And he'll be as happy as anyone. The team have done the business. Now, Irie has a bit of a foot race with Lokesh Bam, but Bam is always going to win it. Pick up a couple. Really good start from Sampal Kami. He's been very difficult to get away. He's got 1 for 13. Oman are 27 for 2. There is the confirmation. Oman, Nepal, off to the World Cup no matter what. Tomorrow's equation is pretty simple actually as well. If the UAE beat Japan, that's it. It's all over Red Rover, and we'll know our 3 qualified sides. It'll be the 3 highest ranked sides in the tournament, but not without more than a touch of drama. We've seen significant drama throughout the contest, and one of those men providing it comes into the attack now. Dipendra Singh Irie with his right arm off breaks. He's been exceptional, hasn't he? His fielding and his bowling. Okay, he hasn't got the weight of runs I think he would have liked, but they've been worth their weight in gold, the dismissals that he has made. And he's probably bowling the best he's ever bowled. Run out chance, direct it! It's 5 and 5! No one's ever done it before. It's the one and only Dipendra Singh Irie.
The second one off his own bowling. And 5 in 5, like you said, Lenny. He's a master in these.
I think it's a world record. It has to be now. Nobody's done it before. And for me, Paresh, he is simply the best fielder in the world. 5 run-outs, 5 consecutive games, all of them direct hits, 2 off his own bowling. And look at this. He becomes the 12th fielder. Look at the speed, the pickup and the quickness of the release. Kaleem just watched and said, please no, please don't hit. But he's been run out by a country mile. I'm only surprised the somersault didn't come out. It's another one. Amir Kaleem's got to go for 1. Oh man, in trouble. 27 for 3. Well, another look. I don't think anyone else in the world makes this into a run-out chance, and Oman have not learnt the lesson. Look at the delight on Rohit Paudal's face. 5 matches, 5 consecutive direct hit run-outs, and 1 name as an inside edge saves. Aryan Bisht, Mohammad Nadeem, the new man to the crease. That 1 name, there's 3 words. It's Dipendra Singh Irie.
What a cricketer, what a fielder he is.
Paresh, I've never seen a better fielder. We had a bit of talk about this with Ian Bishop and Carlos Brathwaite, didn't we, during the Unity Cup? Brathwaite himself said, well, I played with the guy at the GT20. Lenny, being honest, I laughed at you when you said it 2 years ago at the qualifier. But then when I saw it up close and personal, it's the speed and the dexterity allied with, well, his natural God-given gifts. He's low to the ground. As a consequence, alongside those fast twitch fibre muscles that he has, he's able to release the ball so quickly. So he makes ludicrous ground to the ball, and then he releases it in a flash. That one, by his standards, he'll have felt as though was easy. But it was, again, a world-class effort.
It was, and a very good over from Dipendra Singh Irie. A wicket and just a single in the first 5 deliveries that he's bowled. The 6th over, the last over of the power play. Very important over.
Slog sweep. Goes into the leg side, just a single. Well, Nepal have grabbed a hold of this game in the power play. And again, it's because of the fielding The bowling's gone well too. End of the 6th, 29 for 3. Let's get a look at the best of the power play.
Again, the power play belonging to Nepal, taking 3 wickets. Jatinder Singh was a bit tingle away with his injury, the hamstring nail that he had. Couldn't run. 2 big sixes for him and then got out. This one's a good shot by the batter there, inside out, playing over extra cover. Kushal Burtel, the catch taker of Nandan Yadav. And lastly, Dipender Singh Aire of his own bowling creates the 5th direct hit run out in 5 matches.
Well, it's just different gravy, different level, different quality, and the whole world is going to have their attention drawn to the fielding of that man Dipender Singh Aire, and indeed to the leg break bowling of Sandeep Lamichhane at that World Cup. Cannot wait to see the groups when they're announced by ICC, as he has a change of ends from where he's bowled throughout the tournament. Powdell slightly fumbles, but it doesn't cost the single. He's got the new style, the headband on, and after what was, well, we don't quite know exactly what happened last month. A strange old month, obviously, for so many reasons. A tragic month for Nepal, but Lamichhane, who didn't play any of the 3 games against the West Indies, bounced back with a bang. No single there to Aire, and that was maybe his best ever spell in T20 international cricket 2 days ago, that has helped Nepal qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, his best figures. That was a googly ball by Sandeep Lamichhane. Comes after the power play, 7th over.
Yeah, it's a very difficult position for Mohammad Nadeem. He's a living legend of the game here in Oman, there's no doubt about that. Debuted at the age of 31. Had retired, of course, and gone heavily into coaching, was regularly looking after the kids and the younger players in the indoor centre here at the Oman Cricket Academy, and very happy to be doing so. And then with the player turnover, Duleep Mendes went back to one of his main men and said, Nadeem boy, I know you're 42 at this stage, but I need you back. And he's come back and had really good success. For me, he's often underused with the ball. He always delivers well with the ball. Generally been in good form with the bats. Scores of 36, 21, 28 and 14 in recent times. But he doesn't do it particularly quickly in terms of his strike rate. So as a consequence, dot balls here are going to really start to escalate that scoreboard pressure, Paresh.
It is only 2 runs of this over so far. Sandeep Lamichhane mixing his pace bowling a bit quicker, back of the length, bowling those googlies that he bowls to the right-hander. This time around, quicker one again. At the end of 7, Oman 31 for 3.
Look at that required run rates, how it's spiked up. All of a sudden, Nepal are squeezing and just hounding their opposition, the hosts, who suddenly have it all to do. Look at the fall off there in the Manhattan chart, Paresh. A couple of good overs, 3 consecutive with 7 off them, but then the wickets have sparked a decline. And a big cheer, because for the first time in the tournament proper, he did bowl in the warm-ups, remember. We're going to see Kushal Malla with the ball, 2 right-handers at the crease, and I like this move from Rohit Powdell. Probably just trying to give his young all-rounder, who's under a bit of pressure, not in the runs, give him a bit of something to enjoy with the ball. He's a very clever and canny left-arm spinner. Gulshan Jah does well. Saves 2 runs in the deep, and a good arm to go alongside it. Opportunity for Malla to get into the game and impact it. Talk about legacy, Mohammad Nadeem's importance for Oman in international cricket. There's every chance, particularly with the form of Sampal Kami, as Malla shows a great spirit of cricket to tie Bish's shoelace for him. Kami could become the first Nepali cricketer to represent Nepal in 3 World Cups.
Yes, he can be. The first one in 2014. He was a young fellow, 17 or 18 years of age.
That would be an incredible achievement, wouldn't it, for Sampal Kami?
Yes, it would be. Playing 3 World Cups for your country.
Yeah, I think for me, Kami's legacy, a young kid, a greenhorn really, Paresh, wasn't he, back in 2014 with all the legends, Basanta Regmi, Paris Kadka. Shakti Gauchan, of course, whose celebrations lit up the tournament in the preliminary stages. But he'll be, even though he's only in and around 30, he'll be a bit of a veteran of this team, won't he? One of the most experienced ones in the squad that could go to India and Sri Lanka. Obviously, he's got to stay fit. But you'd imagine he'll be one of the first names in the squad if Nepal, all going well, get placed down in India or Sri Lanka, wherever they go. Karen KC, the same, led by Rohit Paudel. It's a pretty settled squad. There's probably question marks over, I don't know, maybe a handful, 3 or 4 of the squad in terms of really the bench players who might come in and out. But you would imagine it might be a pretty similar squad to the one we have here that would go to the World Cup. 37 for 3 after 8. Do you envisage many from outside of this squad forcing their way in? I suppose the Nepal Premier League next month will give players opportunities.
We'll have to see how they perform in the Nepal Premier League, because that can be a selection tournament as well for the World Cup.
Was also talk, now this was classic Nepal cricket, probably rumours on social media, but something that I had heard was that Nepal were going to look to play another full member nation in the build-up to that World Cup, and that would be an Asian one, so probably looking at maybe a Sri Lanka or a Bangladesh or an Afghanistan in terms of prep build-up, whether that be December or January. As we see the 5 bowlers used thus far, Lamachani will bowl his second. You think someone like a Bashir Ahmed might be able to state his case, put a bit of pressure on Akushal Malla?
Yeah, it all depends, because Bashir Ahmed also bowls left-arm orthodox, bats left-handed.
Wish Bibek Yadav well in his recovery as well. Was in for surgery reasonably recently. I'm not sure he'll be back and fit in time. Somebody like some of the great servants, Binod Bandari or Abhinesh Bahara, they'd have to have a very good Nepal Premier League to force their way back into the mix.
Yeah, there's one guy, Kamal Singh Airi, is also there.
Kamal Singh Airi is a good shout, absolutely. Young Rashid Khan too. Now this goes miles up. It's going to take a lot of catching, this one. It hangs in the night sky for an eternity. But Arif Sheikh, the sub-fielder, I think he's just come on. He's been on for a ball and he's had to take an absolute hanger that almost went to the moon and back. Lamachani's in the wickets again. It's all going Nepal's way. They're seeking revenge from that defeat 2 years ago in the final and looking very good.
Trying to slog sweep that, Sandeep Lamachani. That was a leg spinner. That is why it got the outside edge, the leading edge. And Arif made it look so simple.
And he had a bit of a turn to the bench and he goes, that's why I'm the sub-fielder. Get me on, let me make an impact. Bishta's got to go. Looking for the big hits. He's been caught in the deep for 11. Oh man, well, they're in real trouble. 38 for 4. Well, the hero from 2 days ago for Oman is given a promotion up the order. Nadeem Khan, initially listed at number 9, Paresh. What's the thinking here from Duleep Mendes? He thinks as though I've got to get a left-hander to the crease to counteract Sandeep Lamachani.
Yeah, I think that's the case for Dilip Mendes. He's a left-hander and he can strike the ball nicely. He can hit a big ball. At number 6, Nadeem Khan.
Remarkably, it's only his 5th innings in T20 international cricket. He's batted in 4 different positions now. Once at number 3, twice at number 7, including where he made that 30 not out, and once at number 9. Slip in place. There's Lamachani. He's going to concede a single because Arif Sheikh, who took that great catch, has got a bit carried away and conceded the easiest of misfields to allow Khan to get off the mark.
We don't see that kind of a misfield by Nepali players, Nepali fielders. Arif Sheikh is also a very good fielder.
Nadeem just can't get anything going, can he? 5 off 12. Required run rate, it's heading only one direction. Double figures and north of that.
It's pretty hard for these guys to face Sandeep Lamichhane, a class act. He's coming off with a 5-wicket haul.
His second in his career. Irie again. Oh, he slips and he fumbles. It might have been 6 and 5. Look at the reaction from Asif Sheikh. He thought it was a game on for another one. Let's get a look at this again. Which end was he going to go? He probably could have run out either batter here.
He was again very quick to the ball. Dipender Singh Irie just misses the ball completely.
Great reaction. Great reaction. He's had the most sublime fielding performance throughout the tournament. Everyone's human. Everyone's fallible. A rare mistake. As that one so nearly kisses the off stump. A very sharply spun and flatly bowled googly. It's a wicket and 3 runs from the over. 9 have been bowled. Nepal in complete control. Oman 40 for 4. Just see the scale of the problem there for Oman. Been so impressed with their bowling, and indeed actually their fielding has improved immeasurably in recent times with this new crop of players. There are problems with the bat though, Paresh. I don't think Duleep Mendes can hide that.
Yeah, they've already qualified for the World Cup. They have to somehow find batters. Apart from Jatinder Singh, I don't see any batters performing in this tournament.
Consistently, Vinayak Shukla's had an innings. We've seen Nadeem Khan have an innings. It's kind of been one-off performances rather than really consistent run accumulation as Gulshan Jha comes in for his first bowl of the night. We might see Rohit Paudel circle right the way through the team here. Everyone could be given a trundle. Kushal Bertel hasn't bowled as much as we thought he would here in this competition.
He might get a ball today. Kushal Bertel, the second best strike rate in T20Is in terms of wickets.
Slight break in play. Umpires just preparing for the drinks break at the end of this over. A couple of signals going on as such. Irie again. Oh, near direct hit. I think he might have been home this time. Again, he's created a chance out of nothing.
These batters still taking runs off Dipender Singh Irie.
Well, it's really just panic, isn't it? It's a case of necessity. They don't want to take on this single. Did go straight away and he's pretty quick. I wonder, would he have been home? Just wonder that side-on replay as to how close it would have been. Would have been very difficult for the umpire to give. A reminder, of course, no decisions at this level on any of the pathway events go up to the third umpire. It's a consistency across all of the events, all of the pathways for the men's and women's World Cups. Would have been really close though, Paresh. Got him. Kisses the top of off and he wheels away in celebration. The promotion up the order for Nadeem Khan. It doesn't work. And maybe he would have been run out from the previous ball. I don't think he quite would have been given. But Gulshan Jha, he has an impact with the ball tonight. Good delivery. Back of a length. Hits the top of off. And now it's 5 down. And Nepal are surely cantering home to what will be a big victory. They'll stay unbeaten unless something changes.
And the ball skidded on and it was nothing short by Nadeem Khan. Just tried to flick that ball. Didn't play with a straight bat. It skids through.
Good delivery, isn't it? Very difficult to play that. Ja, he is up and about. Big celebrations for him. And Nepal, they're closing in on celebrating their World Cup qualification with a significant victory against the hosts. We'll find out who will win this game in the next 10 overs. Don't go anywhere too far. Break here in the commentary box. Oman in real trouble. 41 for 5.
हेलो अन्य वेबसाइटमा हेर्ने साथीहरू हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो योनो टिभीबाट लाइभ भइरहेछ है त्यसैले सबैजनाले योनो टिभीबाट हेरेर सहयोग गरिदिनुस् न है ल गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गर्नुस् अनि पहिलो वेबसाइटबाट हेरिदिनुस् है साथीहरू ल हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट लाइभ गर्ने वेबसाइट भनेको योनो टिभी हो त्यो अरू अन्य वेबसाइटहरू हो हाम्रो वेबसाइट होइन है त्यो चाहिँ मुख्य वेबसाइट चाहिँ योनो टिभी हो है साथीहरू हाम्रो त्यसैले यो लाइभ भइरहेछ त्यसैले हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट हेरेर हेल्प गरिदिउ न यार सपोर्ट गरिदिउ न है मैले लाइभ देखाइरहेछु है जसो तसो अब मिलाएर ल सबैजना एकचोटि प्लिज योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि योनो टिभीबाट हेर्नुहोस् है ल सपोर्ट गरिदिनुहोस् न है प्लिज
So 111 more required for Oman. It looks fanciful at this stage because Nepal have possibly put in their best bowling and fielding performance combined in the tournament. I don't think that they know that they're already qualified for the World Cup. That's the information I've been given. I think Stuart Law was wanting to keep his boys very focused and level and wanted to make this a must-win encounter. He'll be desperate to complete the tournament unbeaten. If they do win tonight and they're in a very strong position, they would just need to beat the lowest ranked side in the entire competition of all of the 9 sides that entered it, Samoa, to make it the most perfect of weeks. It would be 6 games, it would be 6 wins, and it would be heading to India and Sri Lanka in some style. But Vinayak Shukla's had a good tournament. He comes to the crease at number 7. Irie Hare's in again. Wild throw. Trying even the most audacious of run-outs now. Andrew Leonard here alongside Paresh Lahani. Paresh, last time I'll be with you. You've got to get back home to Nepal tomorrow and you won't be here for the final 2 days. Or are you telling me your job is done? You've been here to see Nepal qualify? And that'll do nicely.
That is why I think I was called upon here just to get Nepal qualified, and even Oman, both are without a loss. Today one team will definitely lose a game.
Mix up.
Today one team will definitely lose a game and one will stay lossless. That means winning all the games apart from one remaining the day after.
We've been surprised by how this contest has gone because we feel it's a very good surface and we felt that 150 might have been a little bit shy of what Nepal could and should have got, particularly after that opening partnership between Bertel and Asif Sheikh. But they've dominated the second innings. Mohammad Nadeem just can't get anything going. 8 off 17. And you do just wonder, was it an inspired piece of coaching? Making sure his team didn't know that this... in essence, this was a game that didn't matter whether they won or they lost. And maybe Stuart Law has just kept his boys focused. As we get to the end of the 10th, it's 43 for 5.
I think one of the bails must have been broken. That is why a bail from the pavilion has been brought from the umpire's room. It is going to be Sandeep Lamechani to continue from the Oman LNG end.
And they've got an awful lot to do. 109 runs required and just 10 overs to get there. Nadeem is in, but he's not really making much threat. Hasn't found a boundary yet. It's a difficult position. Nepal have been at their very best here. They've probably saved their best fielding bowling performance for this grand stage, this celebratory stage this evening. And you can just think of what this will mean across the country, from the far west all the way out to the east, the beauty of Pokhara to the Kathmandu Valley, and all in between. For Nepal, this is the most beautiful cerebral joy that the side are giving them after the most difficult of months last month. A month that hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons, the tragedies, the martyrs that were lost, and the heroes now on the cricket field paying tribute to them. It's going to be an emotional journey, Paresh, isn't it, to India and to Sri Lanka. There is every chance these young men for Nepal will do something very special there.
They have done something special. First of all, winning the series against West Indies, and secondly, getting qualified for the back-to-back T20 World Cups.
So a great post this morning on social media saying that there's only two players in this side that aren't Gen Z, if you will, that by the definition, 28 or less. That's Karen Casey and Sampal Kami. Everyone else is a product of that generation that demanded change back home, and obviously it happened in a way that nobody would ever want anyone to lose their life, and there's been people made martyrs of. It was a horrendous week or 10 days that nobody will ever forget, but brighter future ahead, and I think this cricket team is going to be a big part of that rebuild of the country, and the story of them journeying to India is about so much more than just cricket.
It is a culture now for Nepal. The cricket game, 11 overs has been bowled. Oman 48 for 5. They have to get going now if they want to win this match, if they want to secure the first position in the table.
They are loving every second. There is a joy and innocence and a beauty to the people of Nepal, the ones that I have met, not just in Nepal but around the world. The diaspora, much like my home country in Ireland, it extends from the west coast of America to the east coast of Japan and New Zealand and Australia. Beautiful people, a kind people. And Gulshan Jah returns, and he's heaved away into the leg side, more like it. Mohammad Nadeem, well, he's been one of the greatest servants in the short cricketing history of Oman. He'll keep fighting. And a bit of icy silence around Nepal's fans as Nadeem gets 6.
Pulled off the front foot, nice connection. The captain, Vinayak Shukla, the innings that he played of 44 not out, that was a good innings, almost 200 his strike rate then. And Hamad Mirza, Muhammad Nadeem, the senior most guy in the squad.
Tickled round the corner, but not quite out of the middle of the bat, so Lamachani dives to keep it to a single. More like it though from Nadeem. He's just showing some fight. Will actually be given as a leg bye. Initially the scorers agreed with us.
59 for 5 in the 12th over. 8 overs remaining after this, 93 more required. Muhammad Nadeem or Vinayak Shukla, one of these batters, they have to go after the bowling now.
Now, 8 overs remain. Oman are left with it all to do. Building something of a 6-wicket partnership. They are 60 for 5.
हेलो अन्य वेबसाइटबाट हेर्ने साथीहरू प्लिज हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट युनो टिभीले हो है लाइभ गराएको चाहिँ यो हाम्रो युनो टिभी मात्र छ यो वेबसाइट अरू वेबसाइटमा हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट हेर्दिनुहोस् है हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट युनो टिभीबाट हेर्दिनुहोस् है साथीहरू
Oman, Muhammad Nadeem 21 of 26, 11.5 runs per over required by Oman to win this game. It's gonna be Kushal Bhurtel.
Yeah, nice move this. Just rolling through his bowling options, road pedal. And starts right on the money. Very different kind of leg spinner to Sandeep Lamachani, but it was Monty Desai who first kind of uncovered Bhurtel's potential as a leg spinner. Bit unorthodox, no doubt about that. By his standards, in terms of his threat and wicket-taking exploits, hasn't had the best tournament with the ball, but he's been brilliant with the bat, and that's probably more important for Nepal of his two skills.
Yes, 250s in the tournament so far and won 30-odd runs, 124. He's been amongst the runs. He's the leading run-getter in this tournament for Nepal.
Yeah, second overall, just behind Alishan Sharaf, who has really been close to solely responsible for keeping UAE in it. A couple of heartbreaking results today for the East Asia Pacific region. Japan lost a big toss this morning, got a decent total on the board, and then a 5 wides in the final over ended up being critical, as we saw a 5th consecutive thriller go right the way to the final over. That's left Japan, well, meaning that they only have one way still in. They're going to have to beat the UAE and maybe beat them by a margin. As this one thuds into the pad, angling down though. Nadeem getting himself in trouble.
He's quicker through the air, Kushal Bhurtel, not a normal leg spinner like what Sandeep Lamachani is. He has that googly, also that was an attempted googly, a bit quicker through the air.
I think it was the leg break, to be honest. I think it was close as well. Swept straight to the man who doesn't quite get there. Sampal Kami went for the catch. Don't know if he got his fingers underneath the ball, but it could easily have been the 6th wicket. Instead, Nadeem has a second life.
Excellent effort in the deep by Sampal Kami, diving in front.
Oh, didn't quite carry. So just the one life Nadeem has had still. Dragged down from Bhurtel, not punished. Only 4 from the over. It's not what Oman need. Nadeem has got more than anyone in the innings, but not necessarily threatening Nepal. 13 bowled, 64 for 5.
हेलो अन्य वेबसाइटमा हेर्ने साथीहरू ल हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट हेरौँ न हो
Gulshan Jah to bowl his third. Do you think we could see Rohit Powell really ring through all of his options here? Could we, in theory, see 10 bowlers? Remember, there's no Jora tonight. Everyone else bowls.
We haven't seen Mohammad Adil Alam yet come into bowl. He took 4 wickets in the second game against West Indies.
No Rohit Powell either. And who's the other one? Who else hasn't bowled?
Lokesh Bam bowled some off spinners.
Well, he's not going to bowl. Good call. Sliced away. Very fine and fine enough to get to the rope. Shukla's been a bit becalmed to start his innings, but he finds a first boundary with a little bit of fortune as Jah misses the Yorker and is sliced away for 4.
Attempted Yorker by Gulshan Jah ends up with a full toss, edged away by the batsman Vinayak Shukla. They need plenty of those, Oman, to get closer to the target. Already just having a chat with Gulshan Jah.
Nice to see Gulshan Jah back bowling. That'll be one of the big boosts and big stories for Stuart Law from this tournament. Told me at the start of the event that he really wasn't far away. Then we saw him bowl after the conclusion of that first game, the comfortable win over Kuwait. And you think of his prowess with his batting, which is probably his more primary trait in recent times. You stick into the fact that he's the rarest of things for Nepal. He's up over 6 foot tall, has a yard of pace. Ian Bishop was very favourable about Jah's bowling back in 2023 in the qualifier. Good to see him back. Barely bowled at all down in the top end T20. Didn't bowl in the Unity Cup, but he's been a big part of things, particularly that spell against Japan. Helped into the leg side, goes a long way up. Can Powell go back? Yes, he can. Inches, only inches inside the rope. And he says, yes, umpire, that one's out. The captain will take the catch. Mohammed Nadeem, well, he fought as ably as he could. But thanks to a very well judged catch right on the rope, just inches inside the rope, it will be the 6th wicket to fall.
A very well judged catch by the captain, Rohit Paudel. Went under the ball, stable himself, inches inside the rope. Look at him, look at his feet and the rope. And just signals soft corner from his fingers to the umpire. That's out.
Well, he can do it all, can't he, the captain of Nepal. Very well judged catch. Credit to Nadeem. He's been a top scorer, but we'll get 25 and no more. Oman, and they slide further. 70 for 6. Just going back to that topic about the 3 qualifying sides' chances. We don't know the 3rd qualifying side yet, but we do know the equation's simple for the UAE. Win tomorrow and that's it. The last 3 games will matter not in terms of the qualification spots. They'll matter for the rankings and the silverware. But you would imagine that of the 3 sides, if the UAE take that 3rd spot, all 3 of these sides will go to the World Cup with realistic ambitions, firstly of winning games, which Nepal failed to do last time around, which Oman failed to do last time around. Both came very close. Nepal lost a game by a run and Oman couldn't have got any closer. They tied a game against Namibia before losing the super over. Oh, it's another. Ramanandi is gone first ball. Gulshan Jah is on a hat-trick, and this game, it could end in a hurry.
It was again the back of the length by Gulshan Jah. Tried to pull that Ramanandi, got the inside edge and rattled the stumps. 2 wickets in 2 balls. Gulshan Jah 3 for 20 in his 3rd. Oman in trouble, 70 for 7.
And if it could, this media centre might just be jumping up and down alongside those Nepal fans who are loving every second. Well, we've already seen 2 hat-tricks in this tournament. We saw the most recent one in the last game. Can we make it a 3rd? It was a first ever hat-trick in T20I cricket for Mohamed Farouk of the United Arab Emirates. And of course, earlier in the tournament, we saw Owais Ahmed for Qatar take his and his nation's first ever T20I hat-trick Here's another look. Ambitious stroke from the first delivery, swinging heavily across the line, going deep in the crease, off the under edge, and it goes straight into leg stump. Are we going to see 3 hat-tricks, Paresh?
For that, Gulshan Jah has to be very accurate ball, stump to stump. You miss, I hit kind of delivery.
Just the one in history for Nepal. That was the great Karen KC against Papua New Guinea back in 2022. Can Gulshan Jah add his name to that list and make it the 78th in men's T20I history? Got to bring another catcher in. So we've got a slip, a backward point that's almost more of a gully. Irie can't be more than 15 yards from the bat at extra cover. And the vice-captain's imploring Sampal Kami to get closer at mid-wicket. Here we go, hat-trick ball. Not to be tonight for Gulshan Jah. It's 70 for 7. Here's the batting card. Double figures for just 4 of the batters tonight. Mohammad Nadeem, the top scorer, but really once Jatinder Singh fell, you just sensed that, well, it was going to be a tall task for Oman to hunt this down. They've not been in prolific form with the bat. That will be something that Dilip Mendes will be desperate to put right over the coming 4 or 5 months. I think secretly he'll be hoping for a draw in Sri Lanka. Should find that out in the coming weeks from the ICC. As this one goes up and away, it's a big hit. Shukla has power to burn, and he got that right into his hitting arc. Probably was a slog sweep he was looking for over long on, but it skewed a bit and went many a mile over long off.
Yeah, it was flat batted by Vinayak Shukla, trying to hit it across the line, but hit it straight.
Back live with you now, and goes to the googly down the leg side. Will be a wide. I think the reason that that's gone over long off, I think it was the leg break from Sandeep Lamachani. Just those revs on the ball and being a little bit late on the shots have skewed it down the ground. Not exactly where he wanted, but he's got so much power, Shukla, that it flew many a mile. Seen a few big sixes tonight, none bigger than that Gulshan Jah hit. As Lamachani's right on the money. His return to form after obviously not playing the Unity Cup been a big boost too for Stuart Law.
It has been, and not only for Stuart Law, for the team, for the national side, and for the cricketing fans back home around the world.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a case as well, as Irie feels outstandingly again, even though they get home for the single. Might be a case that Lamachani would love a draw in India, and maybe he feels as though there's a bit of unfinished business in terms of his IPL career there. He'd love to get back to that level. Who wouldn't? And if he has a good tournament, who knows? Maybe he'll be signed by one of those 10 franchise sides again. Yeah, Shukla alongside Singh probably being the rare high point for Oman's batting. How's that one missed? Somehow evades the off stump. Scores of 51 not out in the warm-up against Kuwait, the official T20I 2-match series they played, then 48 against Papua New Guinea, 30 not out against Qatar. That was such an important innings. They desperately needed that, and then he was also not out at the end against UAE. He's got to 17 tonight. Probably won't be enough to take the win, but at least someone showing some form with the bat for Oman.
Vinayak Shukla. And it was about Jatinder Singh. He was very tender, not 100% fit, opening the batting.
What a stop. Well, what a stop again. It's that man once more. Dipendra Singh Irie. 3 more runs saved. Be a single to close out the 15th. 79 for 7.
र साथीहरू अन्य वेबसाइटमा हेरिरहनु भएको छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो। योनो टिभीबाट हेरेर सपोर्ट गरिदिनुहोस् है साथीहरू। गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि हाम्रो वेबसाइटमा आउनुहोस् है।
Gulshan Jah will search for a fourth wicket. Wasn't a hat-trick a little while ago. Pitches outside leg, a long way outside leg, so that can't be given out. Nepal's best performance of the tournament, this one, Paresh, despite the wobble with the bats in the first innings.
And they had a good start. The power play belonged to Nepal, but after that, Mohammad Nadeem coming to bowl, and then 4 wickets.
Nadeem Khan.
For Nadeem Khan.
Yeah, bowled brilliantly.
That turned the game around. But at the end, Gulshan Jah, like always, back-to-back sixes, getting the momentum into the team. Good bowling, slower ball into the wicket. And even when Nepal came to book in the second innings, a good opening spell by Sompal Kami and Nandan Yadav. And then Gulshan Jah 3 for 20 in his fourth. Sandeep Lami Chani taking a wicket also. A brilliant run out again by Dipender Singh Airi.
And the value of those run-outs, the 5 direct hit run-outs in those 5 matches, this is driven very elegantly by Sufyan Mahmood, who we haven't even mentioned yet, gets to the crease. Such a fine batter, isn't he? And a handy asset to come all the way down at number 9. That was, well, one of the shots of the day for me.
Yes, played it on the up. Hit it straight. The umpire had to take evasive action there.
He's probably a bit low in the order for my liking, Sufyan Mahmood. I think he was initially listed at number 7. Surely he's a better batter than Jitin Kumar Ramanandi, you would imagine. There's a bit of niggle, remember, because it was the send-off from Sufyan Mahmood to Gulshan Jah that caused all the controversy. And again, I just wonder if somebody had a word here with Mahmood after that boundary. Bit of spice out there, despite Nepal coasting. And I think Jah would love the wicket. He desperately wants the wicket of Sufyan Mahmood.
Well, actually, I think Asif Sheikh there is trying to do something.
Well, I suppose standing up for his teammates. It was pretty clear. We don't have the benefit of the stump mics, or really we're up in a soundproof commentary box because of the noise of the fans. So we've no idea what was said, but it was clear from what the umpire's actions were that Sufyan Mahmood had possibly gone past the line. He was given a long talking to by the 2 standing umpires. So Jah wants a bit of revenge. Not going to get it in this spell as Mahmood gets a single to get down the non-striker's end. You pleased with where Nepal have taken their levels to tonight, Paresh? Has this been their best performance? You suspect so?
Yeah, this has been Nepal's best performance in this tournament. Started off well with the bat. Started off well, had a bit of a niggle in the middle overs. Kushal Bhurtel playing a very good knock of 60 odd runs. Gulshan Jah again back-to-back sixes. The second six was the biggest.
Yeah, they were crucial. Yeah, they were crucial. Slower ball. Slower down the ground. That's going to go for 6. That's going to go for 6. Nearly comes up into our commentary box. I was about to dive for cover and guard you, Paresh, but I've got you, buddy. Don't worry. It's a big hit to round out Jah's spell. He'll finish with 3 for 31. Oh man, 90 for 7. Oh, the perfect straight 6, wasn't it? What a hit. Here we go, have a look. Look at how close this got up to the commentary box. We are just there. Now look at Paresh, he was about to duck for cover. It's okay, buddy. No harm done.
I think these glasses are very protective glasses.
I think they are the smash-proof or the shatter-proof ones, no doubt. They look like they're very, very well insulated up here. It's been such an addition to this ground. When I first came here 7-8 years ago, we didn't have the benefit of this media centre. We used to actually, if you just look at the left of your screen there, that little canopy, we used to get roped off towards the end there and have to commentate from the end of the balcony there, whilst the rest of the balcony was PMOAs, so that's where the players have their food. Certainly an upgrade. This building came in place for the T20 World Cup. It was about 4,000 seats that surrounded the ground. And there we are. Come on, Paresh. Everyone's been watching. Stand up and give them a wave. There we are, Paresh, here last night. Lovely to be with you. I don't know who's in the background. Someone's getting in the way. Don't know who that is back there. But guys, it's been great to have you. and we've loved every second. Namaste to everyone right the way around the world. I want to thank you so much. And also the cameraman up on top. Is that Innocent up there? It might be Innocent up above us. Done a brilliant job. All the crew, David and Innocent and everyone, our thanks to them for bringing these pictures around the world. Nandan Yadav comes into the attack. He'll bowl his final two here, you'd imagine. What is it that Stuart Law would be frustrated with from this campaign? Is it the return of the cardiac kids, bringing that drama, that manic, that chaos nature to their cricket?
He shouldn't be frustrated because the team won in a close game. Qualified for the T20 World Cup next year.
I think there will be. He's quite a perfectionist, Stuart Law. He's obviously got that elite Australian winning mentality. I think that's why he's been such a good fit to take over from Monty Desai, who's obviously still much missed and stays very much in contact with the team. We've seen him sending plenty of messages throughout this competition. For me, I don't think they've been at their best, I'll be honest. I think they've played poorly in phases. I think their batting has not had the consistency or the run accumulation that it maybe should have. They've clearly got a problem in the middle order in terms of not necessarily knowing where Kushal Malla and Sundeep Jora fit in alongside Irie and Ja. Most of the consistencies come as Powdell nearly creates a run out at the non-strikers end. Most of the consistencies come at the top, hasn't it, from Bertel and Sheikh. But I think their fielding in particular has been the best I've ever seen across a whole tournament. The bowling, most of the time, has been good enough, although they've had 2 or 3 lulls, particularly against Qatar and against the UAE, and Japan, in fact, actually. So there are improvements, significant improvements that can be made. But the fact that we're maybe critiquing them, Paresh, and they may go 6 games unbeaten, speaks volumes about the expectations now for Nepal.
Yes, that is very true, Lenny. They have been much better today. Before the other matches, talking about Japan, they were 97 for 1 in the 13th over, I guess.
I think it was even the 12th, yeah. They were cruising. Should have got 160, 165, 170.
And the game against Qatar?
Well, I still don't know how Nepal won that. The game was over. It was if we had the WinViz, the prediction calculator, it would have been 98% Qatar. They needed less than a run a ball with 9 wickets in hand.
Yes.
An extraordinary, a staggering comeback. But I suppose that's a great sign, isn't it? That's a sign that the team has gears and levels it can go to. In the conditions, let's say they get placed in India, could Nepal challenge big name test nations in their group?
They might get that challenge. They have challenged South Africa in the last T20 World Cup, losing the game by 1 run. It was Gulshan Jha who was at the crease.
I suppose that particular surface in St. Vincent really played to the strength of Nepal's spinners, didn't it? Bertel was the hero with 4 wickets. Lamachani was close to unplayable, very economical. Dipender Singh Irie was very good that evening too. I think the addition of Nandan Yadav, remember he wasn't in that T20 World Cup squad back in 2024, and this is meant as no disrespect to Karen KC, who's a legend. But Yadav, that extra yard of pace, is a real boost, a real addition, as there's smiles all around for Nepal in the field. It's 94 for 7. Not going to see the 9 bowlers that we speculated we could have. We have seen 7 though, and Powdell is being pretty ruthless. He's wheeling through his best options. Probably the surprise, just the one over for Dipender Singh Irie. He's often underused, isn't he, with his bowling?
No, actually today it was not necessary to bowl him because the wickets were coming in regular intervals. Just a solitary over for Dipender Singh, and he has done his job with a run out.
Does it again and again. The impact he's had in the field This one's picked up a long way. Oh, that's an almighty strike. As Vinayak Shukla, well, just giving Oman something to cheer here right at the death. The 100 comes up in the 18th over. Is it going to be too little too late, or are we going to see another extraordinary fight back?
Is it not over yet for Oman? They can still get these runs if they hit sixes like this.
They're going to need plenty more of them. 52 off 17 is the equation. I would have been tempted to go with Irie from this over, just really ruthlessly close it out. The runs that have tended to come have been to pace on this evening. Maybe Powell just underusing his spinners a tiny bit. Cammy will go round the wicket now. What can Shukla do? Can he give us a late rattle here? Can he get Oman into some kind of a position? Singles aren't going to help. It's been a case throughout the evening, hasn't it? Any set batter hasn't really got the support they've needed. Bertel didn't get it in the first innings, and now Shukla's failing to find a willing ally at the other end from anyone.
Yet another good knock by Shukla, 31 of 17, 32 of 18. Shafian Mahmood, 8 of 12. This is Sompal Kami's last over. He's bowled pretty well with the new ball.
Flicked away for a single. Yeah, you'd like to see Shukla just really go hell for leather at these three balls. It's 50 to win off 15. It's not impossible, but to give it a rattle, you've almost got to go bang, bang, bang here, this over. 3 boundaries, 6-4-6 or something like that, just to throw the cat amongst the pigeons, just to remind us that a T20 is never done.
And not done until the last ball or the last run he scored.
Tries to go downtown, doesn't get it, and it's going to be the end of Shukla. Gulshan Jah will take the catch, and now Sompal Kami's got the push-up celebration out. He's running through the routine of them. You cannot blame Vinayak Shukla. He played ever so well. Really the lone stand with the bat alongside Mohammad Nadeem for Oman. He's now got to go, and Nepal 2 good balls away from staying perfect and celebrating that World Cup qualification in real style.
And coming around the wicket, angling the ball away from the right-hander. Easy catch to Gulshan Jah. Look at him celebrate. And push-ups comes out from Sompal Kami. After a good cameo, Shukla has to depart for 30 of 19. Oman 102 for 8.
हेलो अन्य वेबसाइटमा हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभीमा आउनुहोस् है साथीहरू। हाम्रो योनो टिभीबाट लाइभ भइरहेछ, त्यसैले हाम्रो मेन वेबसाइट भनेको योनो टिभी हो है। ल साथीहरू सपोर्ट गरौँ है साथीहरू, सबैजनाले योनो टिभीबाट हेरिदिनुहोस् है। ल गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरिदिनुहोस् है प्लिज। ल
Shakil Ahmed. So the crease, he's in at number 10. Sompal Kami has a second. And he'd love a third next to his name, and a fourth if he could. Be a dot ball from Kami. Paresh, Oman just blown away in the second innings here. They kind of did their job in the first.
Yeah, they did it after a good opening stand by Nepal, taking 4 quick wickets in succession. And coming to bat, chasing 152. Jatinder Singh had a niggle. He was not running well. He was just jogging around. Hit 2 sixes though.
Heaved away and a diving stop attempted but not affected. It'll be a boundary to silence the Nepal fans who are reaching fever pitch. 18 bowled, 106 for 8. Not the greatest night for Lakesh Bam, Paresh. It's been a tricky entrance into the competition for him.
Batting at number 9, being an opening batsman, it's very tricky for a opening batsman to come at number 9.
Just want to give you that confirmation again. Oman and Nepal have qualified for the T20 World Cup. Whatever happens across the course of these last 12 deliveries, you have to say they both deserve it. They've both been unbeaten. It looks like Nepal will be the ones who will ascend to the top of the table. And with just Samoa left to play, you'd imagine on the final day, they'll have a day off tomorrow, that they'll seal the silverware. Sufyan Mahmood on strike. 12 balls left. Hit straight towards a deep mid-wicket and taken. Kushal Bertel with his trademark kiss of the ball. Nandan Yadav's got 2 for. It's all going Nepal's way, and they've been exceptional this evening. They're going to round out their qualification and celebrate it in real style.
Nepal has shown the dominance of cricket, the way they've played. Not to the 100% mark in the earlier matches, but today they've come out and showed that they are well-deserved qualifiers for the World Cup. And even Oman, they played very good cricket throughout. Shakil Ahmed has to depart for 9 of 14. Oh, excuse me, it's Mahmood who has to depart, 9 of 14. 9 wicket down for Oman.
Yeah, you can't blame Sufyan Mahmood. He's just trying to wield the willow. But for Oman, it's been a procession of batters to and from the crease again and again. Nobody has really found a way to find some kind of threat or counteract the threat of Nepal's exceptional fielding and bowling performance, and they're going to come up well short. Nepal rounding out a glorious evening in real style. There'll be emotion across the nation, but happy feelings, happy thoughts, and moments that the country will celebrate in unison, all together, in unity. And wouldn't they like to bowl Oman out to finish it off, Paresh?
Shah Faisal, the last batter for Oman, coming in at number 11. The required rate, it's almost 28. Now, I think it's all done and dusted for Oman.
Well, the required run rate at 27.6 would indicate that, Paresh. I fully agree. Nepal have been good value for their victory. They've outplayed the hosts who've, well, had an excellent tournament. They've really impressed me in the field and with the ball, but they just have a few questions with the bat to answer. However these final few balls go, Nepal will deserve this victory. You'd imagine they'll be very confident against Samoa, and it would be just a case of job done, and off they go to India and Sri Lanka.
The credit goes to the head coach Stuart Law, all the support staff and the players, the way they've united themselves from the start, from the Unity Cup, beating West Indies 2-1 in the bilateral series.
Sandeep Lamachani just comes up into the ring, or wants to, but in fact he'll be sent back. So deep fine leg, deep backward square, deep mid wicket all still stay out. For Oman, their improvements in the field, very notable. Their bowling attack looks very good. Duleep Mendes will be just looking to find a way with the batting ahead of that World Cup.
Yeah, it's all about Oman's batting, which is seems to be a problem at the moment. No consistency apart from Jatinder Singh. And Vinayak Shukla, who's played a good knocks.
Yeah, Shukla's had a good tournament, isn't he? I think on the whole, on the balance for Oman, it's been a very good tournament. They've probably just been a bit outskilled this evening. Maybe it ended up being a reasonably good toss to win. And deciding to bat first. Good pace on offer from Yadav. For Nepal, what will this mean to them, Paresh? The absolute world, I'd imagine.
Yeah, getting qualified for the T20 World Cup back-to-back. It's a very, very big achievement, not only for the players, for the nation. Where we were going out of sorts, a very big problem it was happening in the last month or so. Getting united, sports is the only one thing that unites everyone.
Yeah, isn't it just? And that's the power of sport, the beauty of sport, and our great game, cricket. As Yadav finishes with a slower ball, brilliant bowling. It's another dot, 19 bowled, 107 for 9. Going to be Irie to bowl the 20th and final, Paresh. And a very nice way for him to round out what's been a brilliant tournament. Might be in the mix for the player of the tournament, despite not necessarily leading the run scorers or the wicket takers. Just his impact has been sensational. Those 5 run-outs, basically impossible to match or equal. And he will surely be the one who'll round things out. A fever pitch has been reached around the ground. As this one's clubbed away into the offside. Good diving stop. We'll keep it to a single.
Irie onto his second over. It's bowled well. Just a single run given away in the first spell.
Inside edge. That could have gone anywhere. Mala will chase after it. Shakil Ahmed fancies a second. Does just enough to get back. Really good evening. It's been a celebratory evening. It's been one that Nepal's fans have shared with the Oman fans here. We've had a fever pitch, probably 500 or 600 in and around the ground. And Paresh, with it being your last night, I want to thank you for all of your thoughts. It's been great to be with you. As Irie is helped away over the offside. Won't quite get to the boundary as Bertel does the fielding. Been great to have you with me. Want to wish you a safe journey back home tomorrow. And it's always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Leonard. Likewise.
There is the Oman flag flying high still. Okay, Paresh, I'm going to leave the last ball for you. I think we'll see if Dipender Singh Irie can find the wicket off the penultimate. And I better get down pitch side. It will be in your hands, my friend. I will see you again, hopefully next month in Kathmandu. Let's see what happens. Oman, well, coming up short. Nepal, they're off to the World Cup. They'll be there with Oman, and they should be top of the table, the men from the Himalayas.
Just a ball remaining now for Nepal to register yet another victory in the Super Sixes in this tournament. Full toss, heaved away on the leg side. There is a protection. Rohit Paudel, the captain, doing the... And now they realize that they have qualified for the World Cup, but they had qualified for the World Cup before the game started today. Qualified. Both Oman and Nepal qualifies for the T20 World Cup next year in India and Sri Lanka. Nepal winning the game by 38 runs, a big margin. Nepal is going to lead the table right on the top. Oman is going to go in the second position, whereas UAE are in the third with 4 points. Handshakes all around, good sportsmanship spirit shown by all the players. A dominating victory for Nepal. Very well led by the captain Rohit Paudel. He marshalled his troops very well throughout the number of...
हेलो ल गेम सक्यो है साथीहरु थ्यांक यू है सबैजनालाई ल एकजनाले कमसेकम आफ्नो 5 जना साथीहरुलाई चाहिँ वेबसाइटबाट हेर्न भने भन्दिनु होला है त यो नोटिभीबाट हेर्न यसो सजेस्ट गर्दिनु होला है त ल है साथीहरु धन्यवाद छ है सबैले
On the 17th at night playing against Samoa. You can look at the top tier, the Omani flag waving around. They are also pleased that Oman has qualified for the World Cup along with Nepal. One spot remaining. Can that be UAE, or do we have a different team that will qualify as a third 20th qualification spot of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup next year? Played under good spirit, these two teams. Just redemption for Nepal 2 years ago. Oman getting on top in the super over against Nepal. Let's look at the batting card. Apart from Jatinder Singh, 14 of 11, 25 for Mohammad Nadeem, and 32, a good knock by Vinayak Shukla. None of the batters went to double figures. Aryan Raju best